Welcome to Bald Guy DIY. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your very own light up snowman. I like going to the dollar store for inspiration because for just a few dollars, you're able to find components that can make something bigger and better. In this video, with the help of my wife's sewing skills, we're going to make a snowman out of some glass globes, string lights, and a felt hat. Let's get the ball rolling. The first thing I'm going to do is prep the glass globes by removing the stickers that come on it. And these globes were about $2.50 each, and so about 6 inches in diameter. They're not quite as tall as 6 inches because they're a little bit squished like a fishbowl, but that's the basic size, about 6 inches diameter. If you use a razor blade, that works great. You could also use a hair dryer or a heat gun to soften the adhesive, and maybe it would peel a little cleaner, but I find it's just as easy and a little bit faster sometimes just to use the razor blade and scrape off all the sticker. Next, I'm going to take some Mod Podge and I'm going to use a foam brush to apply a nice thick layer to the inside of the bowl. Now this is going to dry clear, and what we're going to do is add some glitter to it so we get some shine. We want it to be a little more translucent than transparent so that it creates a little more mystery for the string lights that are going to go inside. If it's completely clear, it takes some of that out and it doesn't look quite as nice. So we're going to put a nice even coat here. The Mod Podge does dry fairly quickly, but as long as you move somewhat fast, it's not too bad. Next, we're going to use some glitter. We found the glitter at Walmart. Best pricing there. I don't know if it would be cheaper or maybe a better kind, but I really like the iridescence of this glitter. I'm simply going to pour a bunch of glitter in there and then just work it around the inside by rotating the globe so I get a nice even layer, wanting to go all the way up to the lip so that there's good coverage of the glitter. It's a pretty simple process, although you can expect to get glitter pretty much everywhere in your work area, and you'll track it elsewhere unless you're really careful. So expect your life to be a little more sparkly for the next while. Next, I'm going to use Silhouette Studio to create some snowman faces that I'm going to cut out of vinyl and apply to the outside of the globe. Now, this is a fairly simple process. I'm making a fair-sized batch so that we can sell these snowmen at a craft show, but you can always just do one at a time, of course. I'm using faces here that are about 2.5 inches tall, and that's going to be the size that we need. Next, I'm going to send it to the vinyl cutter and let it cut away. Now we're doing the noses out of reflective orange vinyl instead, so of course I have to leave those out of the original cut and do them in a subsequent cut. Also, I'm going to do the buttons in a subsequent cut in groups of 3 for each snowman. The designing and cutting done, I now can weed out the designs so that they're ready to apply to the snowman globes. And as you can see here, we did a couple of different designs of the smile and just give a little more variety. The buttons come out as a set of 3, as I mentioned, and now we just need to apply some transfer tape so that they'll be easy enough to put on. You can see I'm struggling a little bit with the knife, and I could have used a little sharper one. I also have a nice sturdy work table here, but it might be useful to use a self-healing cutting mat as well. Now I removed the backing and I'm ready to apply the face to the globe. And of course, I'm going to make sure that the globe is face down so that I can put lights up inside. And you just need to be careful as you apply because it's a rounded surface or a spherical surface. You're really going to find sometimes the vinyl wants to bunch up, so you need to massage it around. Once you remove the transfer tape, there is an option to manipulate and move your design around, but that's why you don't want to get too intricate. And I'm going to apply the buttons, try to get them as straight as possible, and then when we put the 2 pieces together, there's our snowman. And here's the orange carrot nose going in there as well for a cute expression. Now that's done, I'm going to use the string lights and I'm going to double them up a few times so it's only about 8 inches long total. Make a little loop, and then I'm going to use some hot glue here and push the loop into the glue in order to have it set. This way it'll anchor it in the top of the head, and once it's dried it will hang down nicely, and you don't want to have to worry about your lights settling to the bottom of your globes. They'll stay suspended. Throw some batteries in that pack, and there it is, all lit up. Now it's time to glue the 2 globes together. Now you want to move pretty quickly, and you don't necessarily have to go all the way around like I am here. feel more comfortable just doing a few tacks along the way and then putting it down. As you can see, you can go around afterwards and fill in any gaps and kind of even that out. I'm going to cover it up with a scarf anyway, so it doesn't really matter if the glue's not perfect. Next, my wife's going to take two of the brim pieces and sew those together so that we're going to make the brim nice and flat and have a little bit of body to it. And she's just going to sew them together. And then she's going to cut around the outside just up to the stitches, because when she flips it inside out, she wants those pieces to lay flatter. Without cutting them, it's going to bunch up a little bit on the inside. As you can see, as she turns it inside out now, or right side out, it does lay nice and flat. Next, she's going to sew the two ends of the rectangular piece together, and with that joined together, she's now going to sew the top hat circle into that now cylinder shape. Now, it is important to start your sewing near the seam of the cylinder, and the reason for that is if you don't get your measurements just right, it's very easy to have the cylinder be a little bit too long, in which case you're going to get a little bit of excess when you get around to the other side. If that happens, you can sew straight down and be able to kind of cover up that mistake as long as you were close to the end. Now it's time to attach the cylinder part of the hat to the brim. My wife makes this look much easier, especially sped up, but all I would be accomplishing here is sewing my fingers together. So it's good to know your limitations and have somebody else do the things that you're not able to do. There's a lot of equipment that I can use safely, but a sewing machine so far is not one of them. My wife is also using a 1/4 inch foot, which means that from the edge of the material to where the sewing is actually happening is a 1/4 inch. There it is, all finished up and ready to go. Of course, as I go to install it here, I want to make sure that the seam is facing the back of the snowman so it'll look the best from the front. And you can see there, a little hot glue applied, and there it is. Now it's time for some decoration. The dollar store has many different Christmassy type decorations, so we bought a variety of those. I'm just gonna cut them up and repurpose them into some decoration here. So once again, my wife is gonna do this part, as she has a much better eye for decoration. I'm a bit of a minimalist, so as long as it had a black hat, I would have been happy, but she does a lot better job of dressing it up and making it look a little more presentable and elegant as home decor. We find that most of the people that buy these are not necessarily buying them for somebody else, but at this time of the year, they're just looking to add it to their own holiday or winter decorations. And so we want to make them look like they belong in a home, all fancied up and looking nice and cute. Even Yankee Doodle Dandy would be happy with the feather in this cap. There are two people with great hot glue skills in my life. My dad, who could hot glue anything back together, and my wife, who's great at using it in many different ways to hold things together for crafting and hobbying. And there is the finished product for the decorations on the hat. And now we just simply need to put the scarf on. This is a bit of wire edged ribbon, and it's just going to really hold its shape nicely once you have it in place. It's probably a little bit harder to work with when you're first trying to tie it and get it ready. But the fact that it holds its shape so nice makes it great as a decoration, because it's something that's going to stay and last in its position, whatever position you set it to. Once the knot's tied and everything's there, she's going to shape the ends of the scarf a little bit in order to give it just a little more of a finished look. Just pinching them together, cutting a diagonal line, creates a nice little V at the end of the scarf. Now she's just going to tuck in a few of the edges and power it up. This is what our little snowman looks like. And a couple of his friends as well. Different scarf and decorations on the hat. There you have it. A simple method, whether you're going to create a single snowman for yourself or a gift, or you're making a whole snowman army to take over winter. I hope you take some inspiration from that and maybe can glean an idea or two how to make a creation of your own. Hey, if you enjoyed the videos we're making, leave us a comment. Let us know what you like, what you'd like to see different, and maybe an idea for a project down the road. Like, subscribe, tell your friends and family about our channel, and help it to grow. Thank you for watching. Until next time, in all your DIY projects, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, and don't be afraid to be balder.